More about this impact of this race on a larger scale. I'm joined now by NewsNation political editor Chris Stirewalt. Hey, Chris. So I want to talk about Florida here in a moment, but let's stay in Pennsylvania and let's start with the health issue with John Fetterman. The closed captioning tonight, how will that work? What will it look like for people who are watching this debate?
Well, I don't know exactly how it's going to look, and what John Fetterman had better hope is that it looks normal and that it looks okay. You know, Fetterman's in a unique position this Senate cycle, which is he has the lowest expectations of any candidate in a high-stakes debate. But if he fails, right, if he misses, if people aren't convinced that he can do the work of a deliberative body, because remember, the whole idea of the United States Senate is that people come and reason together. People from around the country, two from every state, go to Washington. It refers to itself as the world's greatest deliberative body. Well, you can't deliberate if you can't communicate. And that is a legitimate thing for Pennsylvania persuadable voters to be thinking about. So if he cannot conduct himself in a way that you can imagine him as a senator, that you can imagine him engaging in Senate debate, then that's going to be a serious problem for him. And we should remember, this was a candidate that was, before he had a stroke, was always going to be a reach for Pennsylvania, that likes boring candidates, that likes candidates who are buttoned down and low key. Fetterman was already going to be a very different kind of candidate than Pennsylvania has elected statewide ever. And then when you add to that the concerns about the stroke, the pressure on him tonight is just enormous.
Right. And for Dr. Oz, too, right? The delicate balance. He has to be pretty careful if Fetterman does falter at all. And it is clearly a result of some health issues.
Yeah, Oz has demonstrated a tendency to be mean. He has demonstrated the doctor has a poor bedside manner. Has been the case several times so far. So this is a place where he, especially as a physician, has to come with sorrow, not anger. He has to come in a spirit of high-minded regret, not ever at any point be seen trying to capitalize on this. We noticed in the debate in Georgia, for example, that Raphael Warnock couldn't himself talk about the tragic story around Herschel Walker's family. He had to let moderators do that. For Oz, the situation with the impairment from Fetterman's stroke is the same. He can't really go there. He has to hope that moderators take Fetterman there and that Fetterman leaves doubts in the minds of persuadable voters.
I liked hearing from those people that Brian was talking to in Philadelphia, and they hit the key issues. Obviously, inflation in the economy, abortion, and crime. Which do you think is the biggest issue that is closing this gap and making this race so close right now in Pennsylvania?
So some issue sets are about motivating your base. And for Democrats, that has been the Dobbs decision overturning Roe v. Wade. That is getting, and we see the numbers, they're astonishing. You talked about it earlier in the show. The turnout projections that I'm working with right now, you would have turnout in a midterm election higher than the presidential elections of the late 1980s and 1990s. That's crazy, right? The American people are freaked out and they are tuned in. So you have high turnout on both sides. And the turnout, one of the big turnout motivators for Democrats is the Dobbs decision on abortion. For Republicans, crime is a big, big, big driver. Now, there are some persuadable voters or independents for whom that's a big deal. But crime, and talking about sort of the collapse of civilization that Republicans are foretelling, that's a motivator for the Republican base. But the economy is what works with persuadable voters. The reason that the election has been turning away from the Democrats after they were feeling a lot better about their chances in September, the turn can substantially be attributed to the fact that the economy's gotten shaky, that that people saw their 401ks collapse, right, that people have watched the price of gas go back up. That's really bad timing for Democrats, because for those persuadable voters, they're not in on social issues the way that hardcore partisans are. They're asking the question, do I like the direction things are going? How is my bottom line? How much money am I getting to keep out of my paycheck?
Yeah, Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.